بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وبارك على الأشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد فلله الحمد. By the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by way of His ni'am, we have now reached another Ramadan, a month of Siyam wal Qiyam, a month in which we fast, a month in which no doubt we, as we've just done, stand in Salah lillahi tabarak wa ta'ala. And today, bi'idhnillah, I just wanted to just address the ikhwa in a manner which is general. Going forward, inshaAllah ta'ala, we will be maybe reading through some of the speech of Shaykh Rabīʿ, in which he mentions some ta'liqat, some commentary upon ayat from the Book of Allah. But the intent today is to discuss with yourselves just general nasiha, first and foremost for myself and towards your own selves as well, as my beloved brothers in Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyamu kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. O you who believe, indeed the fast have been legislated and prescribed upon you, just as it's been legislated and prescribed upon those that have preceded you, in the hope, or in order for you to attain by way of piety. This is the greatest hadaf behind our fasting. And so bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, tomorrow, or later on tonight rather, when we begin our fast, and we leave off our food and our drink, we leave off that which we desire from the affairs of the dunya. No doubt, we should have this affair in mind, this goal in mind, that we do not leave off our food and our drink in order for us to become merely hungry and thirsty. Rather, we do these actions as an action of taqarrub ila Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, first and foremost. An action of seeking nearness to Allah. And like anything, barakallahu feekum, like any action of ibadah, upon us, no doubt, is what we refer to as tajdeed al-niyyah, where we seek, no doubt, to renew our intentions. Do not let these actions that you put forth in this month, barakallahu feekum, the head of them, from the greatest of them, the fast itself, be an action of habit. Don't allow it to become habitual, where you find yourself leaving off the food and the drink, because you're aware, no doubt, it's Ramadan. However, you don't find yourself as an individual that's pondering upon the greatness of this ibadah, and the greatness of ibadah in and of itself. Rather, you, the servant of Allah, should seek to renew your intention. Indeed, the Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, stated, إِنَّمَا أَعْمَالَ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ إِمْرٍ مَا نَوَى. Indeed, the actions are by their intentions. And indeed, everyone shall gain by that which they've intended. So no doubt, your intention must be seeking nearness to Allah. Your intention must be, no doubt, that you, by way of your fasting, you want to be able to put that forth Yawm al-Qiyamah, and that to weigh heavy in the scales. And this fast that you put forth, it be an action in which you are able to bring, when you're brought to account, you're able to use it as something to draw you nearer to Jannah. And so it's not a mere action of leaving off your food and your drink. And so hence when Allah Ta'ala, He mentions in the end of the aforementioned ayah, لَعَلَكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so you may attain by way of it piety. Piety is not attained just by merely the person leaving off food and drink. Piety is not attained merely by way of the person becoming hungry and becoming thirsty. Rather, as we understand, and which is mentioned further from the qawl of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentions, "Man lam yada' qawl az-zur wa 'amala bihi laysa lillahi haja an yada'a ta'am wa sharab." That whoever does not leave off full speech and action upon it, then Allah Ta'ala does not require for him to leave off his food and his drink. Meaning, barakallahu feekum, that an individual, he can fast. He fasts as has been prescribed. He leaves off his food and his drink. However, he involves himself in full speech. And this is any speech ma'ilan al-haq. Any speech which is different or turns away and opposes the truth. Whether that be kadhib, lying. Whether that be evil or ghiba, any backbiting. Whether that be the affair of buhtan. Whether that be the affair of slander and the likes of that. Or namima, tale carrying. Or shatam. I curse another individual. All of this is full speech. All of the speech is in opposition to the haqq. So now when we say that the person is fasting, maybe yes, he left off his food and his drink. However, by way of that full speech, he's rendered that fast deficient. And the ajran, by way of his ajr, by way of his reward. Likewise, the one that acts upon full speech. For indeed, the individual that acts upon full speech, then he's found himself falling into one of the muharramat. The one that acts upon full speech, he's fallen into one of the muharramat. What is something from the muharramat? Something haram. For indeed, what leads the slave of Allah to fall into haram can be one of three things. The first of them is his nafs, his own self. The nafs amara bis-su', the nafs which inclines towards evil. And so the person does not strive against that nafs, and so within his own self, it leads him towards destruction and haram. Likewise, from the things that may cause a person to fall into haram are the wasawis of shaitan and the whispers of shaitan. The shaitan whispering to them to do a particular action, the khalif al-haq, opposing the truth. So the person listens to that speech and acts upon it, i.e. the full speech is mentioned. And likewise you have the hawa, the desires. That person has desires, and those desires may not be in accordance with the truth. And he allows those desires to take him upon a path which is in opposition to the haqq likewise. Again, these are the means of someone falling into batil. So now if a person acts upon his full speech, whether that be the wasawis of shaitan, or the nafs, that which is false from the nafs, calling him towards evil, he acts upon that evil, then it could be a means of his fast being rendered deficient. And so we understand, barakallahu feekum, that when the person fasts, no doubt he fasts in a manner which is legislated and in accordance with the Sharia. He leaves off the things that he needs to leave off as for the fast. Along with that, he leaves off anything from the muharramat, because he's seeking for that fast to be a fast which is upon perfection, a completion. And if the person truly does so, then no doubt, as is mentioned, the person will attain by way of that piety. He'll be from amongst the muttaqeen. He'll be considered from amongst the pious. So no doubt when we refer to the fast, no doubt the fast is an affair of imsak, leaving off that which is generally halal for us. However, we have the soul of the jawarih. It's upon us to consider the fasting of the limbs as well. That the individual, by way of fasting in the limbs, is that he adheres to the halal and strives in the wajibat and the mustahabbat. He strives in actions of righteous actions, or strives in the righteous actions, and actions of khayr. This is what the fasting individual does. Likewise, he leaves off the muharramat, seeking for his fast to be one which is a completion, seeking for that fast to lead him to that affair of taqwa. Along with that, barakallahu feekum ikhwa, is the blessing of standing in the night of Ramadan. The blessing of this month of Ramadan, barakallahu feekum, is that you have the fursa for ajr in the night and the day. Specified actions for the night, specified actions for the day. And you have general actions between the two of them as well. So of course the specified action of the day, as we mentioned, is the fast. And the person should seek to fast in the best way possible. And you have the specified actions of the night, which as we just done, we stand in salah. We stand in salah, no doubt, because we are seeking the reward of Allah ta'ala. As the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions, من قام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. And whoever stands in the night of Ramadan, and stands in Salah, the night of Ramadan, with true faith, and in anticipation and a hope for the reward, the reward from Allah ta'ala, that which is preceded from his sins are forgiven. Which is preceded from his sins are forgiven. This, barakallahu feekum, is something we should always keep in mind when we seek to come and stand in the salah and benefit ourselves from qiyam al-layl, salat al-Tarāwīḥ. For no doubt you find, barakallahu feekum, and there's something which is common over the years, you find that nights such as tonight, the first night, the second night, maybe tomorrow night, the third night, the masajid are full, because we have this zeal of Ramadan, the novelty of Ramadan. We've been waiting a whole year for the month of Ramadan to come again. We may be reflecting upon that which we performed last year, and that we regret from that which we performed last year. And we look upon what we've done and hope, no doubt, to perform and put that which is put forth this year better. And this drives us. This is what pushes us within these first few days to attend the salawat. Pushes us in these first few days in the righteous actions. However, we should not allow this affair to become monotonous. I allow this month of Ramadan just to become something of habit, and not actually to become something of habit. Either, one of two ways. Either we still attend, and we still find ourselves in the masajid, and we're still fasting, but it's just part of our daily routine now, because we've been doing it for the past week. And we're not considering the greatness of the action itself, standing before your Lord in salah, in this blessed month. Rather, it becomes just another salah of the day, without pondering why we're here. Rather, what is upon individuals that they seek to continuously ponder upon the benefits of this month, whilst they have the month with them. That's one way that this may occur. we must beware of, all of us. The second way that this may occur is that we leave off the salah altogether. No doubt this is what we find, what occurs. The masajid within the first few days are full. Now you can't find a place to pray. And then within the next set of days, there's plenty of spaces. Because that zeal may wear out. However, this month of Ramadan and the striving this month of Ramadan is for the whole month. And the person should exert themselves for the whole month. Because the reality is this. We do not know when we will pass away. Which will be our final Ramadan, essentially. And we reflect, some of us may know individuals that were here last Ramadan, standing in Salah with us last Ramadan, and not standing us with here today. And so everything they've put forth has ended within the space of these last 12 months that we're in. And Allah Ta'ala knows best, this time next year, this will be the same, will be the case again. Some of us that may be here now may not be here then. And so we must strive. Just because there's an element of jahl, there's an element of us not knowing when we will die, when we will pass away, just because there's an element of us not knowing that. The reality is that we will. And so when Allah Ta'ala has given us opportunities to increase and multiply in ajr, the person should respond accordingly. Because you do not know how many times you have these opportunities. And we don't know if this action or these days or this final action that we did may be the action that caused us to enter into Jannah. All we know, all we've been told, we've been commanded with Tawheed. We've been commanded with adhering to the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we've been commanded with Ta'atillah, obeying Allah Ta'ala. We've been commanded with these things. If we adhere to these things, then the person attains success. If the person leaves that off, you may be susceptible to the punishment of Allah Ta'ala. So we reflect on that of our own selves. That this month is a month of blessing. When we stand in Salah, when we fast the month of Ramadan, when we read from the Book of Allah, and attain reward just from the reading from the Book of Allah. All of this is opportunity for khair. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this is no doubt just advice for myself. Because I'm in need just as the rest of you are. The advice for myself and advice for yourselves and my brothers that we should not let these days pass us by without us putting something forth that insha'Allah ta'ala we hope no doubt to be accepted. And Allah ta'ala knows best. Jazakumullah khairan ikhwa. Mubarak Allahu feekum. Wa sallallahu wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.